Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message. I deliver that every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get to our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest and repeat offender. Kathleen Garito is in the house. Welcome.
Good morning.
Glad to have you with us. Let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money. I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And of course, we celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. There's some interesting celebrations of the day. I will skip some of them because this is a family broadcast. But I don't understand this one. National Checkers, Dogs, and Politics Day. I have no idea what that would be. National Great American Pot Pie Day. When it comes to food, I understand. National Snack Stick Day. National Teal Talk Day. National Family Day. Restless Legs Awareness Day. I don't make these things up. I just report them. But I did notice there was an article that I saw in one of my, believe it or not, it was in a business broadcast I watched earlier today. Now, this one I found to be kind of fascinating, and I'm not getting anything sexist or anything like that here, but it was a fascinating story. I saw this one this morning. Women are flocking to plastic surgeons to fix, quote, resting bitch face, unquote. I'm just reporting this, but it was in the New York Post this morning. National, resting bitch face. If you look at some of the pictures, it is fascinating. Have you seen this picture? So and I should be able to, we're getting some new technology. I'll be able to show this to all of you shortly. But I guess if you're just sitting there staring out into space, you don't want to have a bitch face. Just throw that out there. This is from directly out of the New York Post. Let's move right along before I say anything that's going to get me in any more trouble than I probably have already done on my own. Let's look at the markets. What are they doing this morning? We will check on that as I always do with you if the computers will wake up just a little bit. Dow Jones, it's been down most of the day, or it was down most of the day. It started the day down about 80-some points. It tried to catch up a little bit, then it went back down again. Now we're looking at an up 25 points. S&P 500 up about 3. NASDAQ up 7.5. Oil up 13 cents a barrel. Do we want to look at what gas prices are doing? I got a couple of gas guzzlers, so we better keep up on it. 266.7 now is the national average of a gallon of gasoline. Here in Calizuela, we are paying $3.74.4, $3.74.4, which is about 8 cents a gallon more than they pay in Hawaii. I know there's a lot of production in Hawaii, so I guess that's probably why they've got cheaper gas than we do. Louisiana now up to $2.32.1, so that's the cheapest gas in the land on an average price basis. Just throw that out there for you. We'll look at the bonds. What are those doing for us today? We've been watching the bonds all morning. That's been a fascinating story because I told you last week or the week before when the bond prices were going up significantly, hey, don't worry about it. the bond prices will come back down. This is a temporary blurb. Well, they were at they were at 1.77 last week. They were close to about almost 180 on the U.S. 10-year Treasury. We're now at 1.691 on the 10-year Treasury. That's the yield price right there. Germany, they're still at a negative interest rate, almost a negative 0.6. Give them your money for 10 years, you don't get all of it back. You have to pay them to hold your money for you. It sounds like a great investment, doesn't it? Japan's been doing it for about 20 years now. They're at a negative 0.218 as we speak, and we're going to talk about how that's affecting the home loan interest rates when we come back. So we'll chat about that in the Mortgage Minute today. Let's see what else is going on in the news. Yes, President Trump is in the news again. How about, I'm sure the traffic in New York City must be wonderful right now.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, whenever any president is in New York City, the gridlock gets gridlocked. So you can sit there forever and get absolutely nowhere. But he is there for the UN meetings, whether you like what the president is doing or not. I'm just going to share with you, he's playing the media for a bunch of fools. I mean, no matter what he does, it's like what's that cup, the bean under the cups? Watch what I'm doing with my left hand because the right hand's doing something different. And the media falls for it all the time. It's just fascinating to me, right? You get this story about Ukraine. Well, it really turns out to be a Joe Biden story, and the media is all on it because of what they think the president might have said to the president of Ukraine. Fascinating. President comes out here to bring $15 million back to his political campaign. What are they focused on? Something completely different. Maybe a tweet, maybe China, maybe Ukraine. Just fascinates me if you're a student of the ignorant. Yeah, that's the media, most of them. I'm in the media, so I now call most of them, it's called the media mafia, right? You just watch what's going on, but you get the people like AOC out there. We need to impeach the president. Okay, so let's bring this article out and let everybody see it and find out that it is really corruption by Joe Biden. Fascinating. And something, they're just playing it like a trombone. Unbelievable. Something, I just find it interesting to watch just as a student of the world. The president decided to skip the climate change meeting at the UN today. Instead, he decided to go to a religious freedom group and speak there. Now, I find this just totally fascinating. I had a very interesting conversation yesterday with a accomplished chef. And yes, I know I eat very well. I eat all the time. So I get to be an expert in food, but this guy was really fascinating. We asked him, does he make anything with Beyond Meat? And boy, did that open up a Pandora's box.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, he said, think about this. Why is it that Pfizer's buying Monsanto? Why would you want to eat chemically modified foods and vegetables? He said, get back to the original. Go back to all the food that we had at the time of Noah and see how much healthier people were then. But something, maybe Pfizer wants to buy Monsanto because Monsanto will get them sick. Pfizer says they're going to help them get better, so they go back to Monsanto to buy more food. That's supposedly healthy. It's just fascinating to watch and listen to this chef talking about these things and how you need to really just get back to basics. But I guess when you're a representative from New York, that the major item on the resume is I can serve martinis. Maybe that's what you get. Just throw that out there. AOC, yes, fascinating. But we get to watch what's going on. Of course, what's going on here in Southern California and California as well with some of our elected officials. Just thinking that they can continue to take money from everybody and that the wealthy are going to pay for it. Listen to another story over the weekend. I guess I've got no life, so I just listen to the news on the weekend. But another story talking about Elizabeth Warren. Yeah, Pocahontas. Right? So she's going to take money from everybody. The problem that she hasn't figured out yet is that all the money is going to be gone if she were to get elected. That gives you November to January to get all your money out of the United States. What do you think that's going to do to the economy? If That's just her way of doing things, and I continue to watch How Money Walks. Have you ever seen this? It's a great website, How Money Walks. We reference it all the time on the broadcast here because California always losing money, and I think the number, $58.63 billion annual adjusted gross income leaving the state of California. Why would that be? Where are they taking that money to? Yeah, of course they're going to Florida. That's where, because there's the lack of taxes. So if you have your opportunity to keep your money in Calizuela, or you can put your money in Florida where they're not going to tax you, where do you think people with options are going to do? Now if you look at this chart, I mean, it's fascinating. California is red, Florida is green, Pennsylvania is red, Maryland is red, New Jersey is red, New York is red, Connecticut is red, Massachusetts is red. Are you seeing any kind of a pattern in here? Yeah, the red states. Now, I know I see Alex jumped on the line here. Montana, that's a green state, Alex, so just throw that out there for you. The money's going to your state. But, something we just keep electing the same people. We're going to talk more about this and more as the weeks and days go on. Days and weeks and days, whatever. As it continues to go on, you are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. Interior design. Holy cow. I'll get a message. I'll call him back. Interior design, home staging, selling your house. Is your house priced to sell? How to pay for collections, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay, it'll be available, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investment? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Did you know that banks and credit bureaus are rewarded financially if you have bad credit? And the worse your credit score is, the more money they can make off of you? How does that make you feel, knowing that banks are getting rich off of your hard-earned money? How does it make you feel, knowing that if a bank or a credit bureau makes a mistake on your credit report, they benefit from it and it hurts you? The Fair Credit Report Act of 1971 requires banks and credit bureaus to report only accurate information, and nearly 100% of all credit reports are inaccurate. If you're sick and tired of being broke and tired of being robbed by the banks, you owe it to yourself and to your family to call Rondi. Rondi is a FICO-certified credit professional and has helped thousands of people just like you get out of debt and establish great credit. Rondi's number is 855-608-1990. Again, that's 855-608-1990. Or visit creditsanitizer.com. Again, that website is creditsanitizer.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel Radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission. Lending partners will give a credit at closing. The title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message. I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. You gotta love these cables that sit here and move on me, and then they make noise and make my ears go crazy. But I hope it's not bothering you guys too much. But we are in the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that. Whoa, that one's a fun one. There we go. Maybe that'll help. Okay, we're brought to you by Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next mortgage, Gold Star has the programs and the products. You just need to give me a call at 800-306-1990. Be happy to get you in touch with the right people. Dow Jones Industrial Average. We're watching the markets right now, and they don't want to talk to me. They're, I guess, up 23 as we speak right now. The NASDAQ is up 5. S&P 500 up 1.46. 10-year Treasury now at 1.69. And the uniform mortgage-backed securities, just call the mortgage market. Those bonds are up 8 basis points, means interest rates are down ever so slightly. Personal consumption index is part of the reason. I share this with you. The numbers I just gave you, that's all available on the super secret website, google.com. Know where to look, you can find them there. The reason why the numbers are doing what they're doing, that's not going to be found so easily on google.com. So we are looking at what's causing all of this. Obviously, global economic weakness, data from countries like Germany, Asia, and Australia. I love it when my notes say countries like Germany, Asia. What country is Asia? Just throw that out there. And Australia. Very quiet economic news day in the U.S. Very busy week. We'll get the several housing reports coming out. Fed's favorite measure of inflation, the personal consumption expenditures, comes out this week. That's going to be closely watched, especially after the Fed's latest rate cut and the fact they completely ignored that the CPI inflation report was at an 11-year high. If they'd ever mentioned that, you would have seen the bond market go crazy. Tuesday, Case-Shiller Home Price Index, the FHFA Home Price Index. 2-year notes are being auctioned off. Wednesday, we get the mortgage application, new home sales, and a 5-year note auction. Thursday, GDP, job claims, pending home sales, 7-year note auction. Friday, that PCE report and durable goods. On Friday, also CoreLogic, or on last Friday, I should say, CoreLogic released their home equity report. Showed homeowner equity up 4.8% year over year. That means you got more money in the housing bank. Borrower equity rose to an all-time high in the first half of 2019. It has more than doubled since the housing recovery started. Negative equity fell 9%. 2.2 million homes, or 4.3% of all mortgaged properties in the second quarter of 2018. This goes back, obviously, takes a while for them to count up to 2.2 million. That thing, gotta take your shoes off for that one. Mortgage bonds broke above resistance in their 50-day moving average. Bonds going up always means interest rates going down. It's just a mathematic equation. And I shared with you before that I was going to talk to you about this. If you remember, I said a lot of our private clients, we've been talking to them, get their numbers in, and we'll be ready to do some refinancing or lock the market when the markets are advantageous. And that's what we're always looking for. We're going to take a look at those charts later in the day today and see, should we be locking these loans right now, or should we be just floating a little longer, see where we can go, take a little more advantage of the market. As of earlier this morning, we looked and we said floating is probably the right answer, not locking them in. Might be able to get a little bit better interest rates. So we'll continue to watch that for you. And if you have any questions on it, give me a call, 800-306-1990. And as always, I'll tell you about this in the real-time real estate segment. If you want that information on your home, what the county recorder knows about it and what the market knows about it, Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. SLT Home Digest 79564. Hey, by the way, once you fill out and get that report, send a copy of it to dining@ronsiegelradio.com. Dining@ronsiegelradio.com. I'll send you a $100 restaurant certificate. We're not above a little bit of giving things away, having a little fun. Again, that's the Mortgage Minute brought to you by Gold Star Mortgage. So let's chat a little bit about something that I am about as bad as it comes. I am totally clueless. I'm the first to admit it. But one of the beauties of doing a daily radio show, and one of the things as a listener to Ron Siegel Radio, is we get to chat with people that know a whole lot more than us. Kathleen Garito is in the house. Kathleen, you and I have talked about this many, many times. When it comes to vision and how a property is going to look,
You're absolutely useless.
well, I'm absolutely useless, right? You know this stuff, and you're used to it. I have no clue. Is that normal? Do you come across a lot of clients that you say, if we do this and this and this and this, it'll look great? What
And
the
they just look at you, right?
Yeah, blank stare.
Yeah, so 92%
Okay.
of sellers or buyers, they cannot envision themselves in that space unless the stage is set.
That's perfect. That to me is just is exactly me. Right? Because if you tell me that we're going to put a couch here and a table there and a desk here, I'm clueless. Right?
Right, they can't see the 3D.
Okay.
They can't see what the house can be, so you have to kind of coast them along, and
They have to trust you.
Yeah, they have to trust you, and
Not me, you.
correct.
Right? Because but how do you impose that vision? Not impose is probably not the right word, but share that vision. Is it based on history?
You know what? It's just kind of walking them through the space so that they understand, how they need to kind of set it up and get it ready.
My mic's doing a little funny stuff, but I think it's your mic. It's all good. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
So you're going to walk them through that space and give them the ideas.
Yeah, and kind of explain what needs to get decluttered, especially when they're getting ready to put it on the market. In today's market, they need to be beautiful and pristine. Sometimes there has to be some kind of enhancements as far as carpet and paint, and then doing a little bit of light staging if they are living in the property. And the ones that we're touching right now in today's market, they're getting multiple offers. There's bidding wars right now because the home looks turnkey ready.
Something, I was going to ask you about that. Are you your world is the individuals that are, I assume, looking for that property you can just bring your underwear and move in.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. I hear others, though, that they're looking for that bargain and they want to put the sweat equity in.
Right.
Do you see both?
I see both.
Okay.
And I also see in today's market also, people are staying in their home. They don't want to have to go downsize and spend the same amount that they're going to sell their home for that they've been in for 25 years.
And that's a fascinating side also, because I've watched in some of the reports that I see that people are actually, based on kind of what you're saying, the report says that they're ruining their equity position because they want to stay where they are. So they're taking a 4-bedroom house and making it into a 2 or 3 bedroom house.
Right.
Right, which really does not enhance their resale value.
Right.
But they don't want to move.
But they don't want to move, and now that they're empty nesters, they're doing in the house what they want to do.
Okay. So you're getting calls from people that are doing that.
Yeah, and they want to live there till the end, till they get old enough that they can, stay there. They want to stay there another 20 years. So we're building it accessible. We're, doing showers that when they're 90 or 80, they can still live there.
Okay.
And they won't be forced to move to an assisted living, if they don't have to.
Sure.
So I see a lot of that right now.
Now, about 3 or 4 years ago, I saw a move when I was doing some senior symposiums that they were looking for houses where you had a closet over a closet in the 2-story homes, so they could put an elevator or a lift in. Are you seeing that as well?
Yeah, we do that as well. Sometimes using the garages, depending on what's up above.
Sure.
Again, long term, because, they might have bought their house 30 years ago, and to downsize, they're going to spend double of what they paid or triple of what they paid for 20 years ago, right?
And they're worried about taxes and all that kind of
So they just want to stay
right
put, regardless if it's a 2-level or a single level.
And you're seeing both of them?
I'm seeing both, yeah. Absolutely, people selling and also people staying. It's
so 50. But your company, you do both sides. So you're helping the people with the design. If I just want to refresh my house,
correct.
And also you're helping the real estate community with staging. And so if I want to sell my house, I can get more money for it.
Right.
Okay.
So I kind of come in at the front end if they're going to sell their property, and we take a look at what kind of enhancements we can make that they'll get a huge return for.
That's a question I was going to ask you about. So you're looking at if I hear all the time, okay, well, I'm going to go put 30 or 40. I have a friend who didn't want to take some advice and went and put probably $50,000 or $60,000 into his house, and now can't sell it.
Right. Yeah, and even on design, if I'm designing something for a client, they want to redo kitchen and bath, I ask them what their plan is. Is it 5 years in the house, or is it 20 years in the house? If it's 20 years in the house, then go ahead and spend $200,000 on that kitchen and bath.
Okay.
If it's a 5-year plan, do not do that, because most of them, to your point, they think they're going to see that on their return. They're not, because we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know in 5 years where the market's going to be.
Sure.
And they might not ever get that money back. So if it's a 5-year plan, do something beautiful and cosmetic, maybe changing countertops, spraying some cabinetry, doing a nice backsplash, and it looks like you have a totally new kitchen without dumping $100,000 into the kitchen. So that's my first question when we pick up clients is, what's your term in the house?
And you know something, that's why I like having you come on the broadcast, is because there's so many people out there that are strictly, what do you want to do? Okay, we can do that. As opposed to what's in the long-term best interest of the client.
Right.
And there's a big difference between the salesperson and the consultant or somebody that's out there giving you good guidance. We're going to talk more with Kathleen about that when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, financial markets. Is your house priced to sell immediately? Or do you just want to have a museum on the market for a long time? We'll talk about it, how to pay collections. I'll talk about that as well. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter, @Ron Siegel. Again, if you miss any part of our broadcast, you can go to the Ron Siegel Radio archives on RonSiegelRadio.com. RonSiegelRadio.com, Radio Archives. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Siegel Lending Team offers you buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,900. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.75%, APR 3.85%, that payment could support a $416,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6.5%, which is roughly the average home mortgage rate over the past 30 years, that same $1,900 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $314,000 mortgage. That's over $100,000 worth of home you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. All you need to do to get started is reach out to the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance. Call us for full details. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or SiegelLendingTeam.com. Equal housing lender. Licensed under NMLS number 217037.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel Lending Team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel Lending Team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or simply call 800-306-1990.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are... Where am I? My mind is it Monday morning today? Did I miss something here? Holy cow! Within every market, there are solutions. You just need some tremendous opportunities. You just need trusted guidance. Give me a call, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. If you are in your dream home and you want to know what the market knows about your property, it's pretty simple. Text. My tongue is really tied today. I'm going to have to let Kathleen talk more. SLT Home Digest. SLT Home Digest to 79564. Once you've got your digest, forward a copy to dining at ronsiegelradio.com. Dining at ronsiegelradio.com. We'll send you a $100 dining certificate, restaurant certificate. Just a little bit of fun from Ron Siegel Radio. Is your house priced to sell immediately? In today's real estate market, more houses are coming to market every day. Eager buyers are searching for their dream homes. So setting the right price for your house is one of the most important things you can do. According to CoreLogic's Home Price Index, home values have risen at over 6% a year over the past 2 years, but have started to slow down to 3.6% over the last 12 months. That's a national number. By this time next year, CoreLogic predicts home price values will be 5.4% higher. With prices slowing down from their previous pace, homeowners must realize that pricing their homes at a little over market value to leave room for negotiation will actually dramatically decrease the number of buyers who will see their listing. I've shared this chart with you many, many times before. You need to see this. Price your property below market. You will get more money for it. We're going to talk to Kathleen about that in a minute. Instead of the seller trying to win the negotiation with one buyer, they should price their house so demand for the home is maximized. By doing so, they will not be negotiating with a buyer over the price, but instead have multiple buyers competing with each other over the house. The secret is making sure your house is priced to sell immediately. That way your home will be seeing the most possible potential buyers. It will sell at a price before or higher and quicker. Bottom line, if you're debating listing your house for sale, let's chat about a strategy to get the most money from your house. And most times, it does not include pricing it to negotiate. Wouldn't you rather be the one sitting on the sideline watching people argue over your house? I just think that's the best way to do it. That is the real-time real estate segment, again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. And hey, don't forget about that $100 dining certificate. We are chatting this morning. Kathleen Garito is in the house. We are talking about getting your home ready for sale. So Kathleen, have you seen any of the properties where they're getting into bidding wars, or is that a thing of the past?
Oh, no. Even in today's market, I have two. One was it was an owner-occupied. It was a very tired home. All they did was remodel the kitchen. All the bathrooms were original.
I like properties like that.
Yeah, and so I just recommended some paint and some carpet, nice deep cleaning. We came in, added some accessories, and they had multiple offers, over 6 people making offers on the home, and they received over asking price. So that makes me super happy.
You know something, that's a fascinating concept, because I talk about the property, as long as you get it seen, it's going to always sell at market price. Right? Asking price may not be market price. Asking price could be more than market, it could be below market. But if you get enough people seeing anything,
right,
the market is going to set a price, especially when you're allowed to negotiate. Right? So you want to set that property so it's appealing. And you and I have chatted before on the broadcast. You're getting rid of the stuff that, the picture of, you don't want a picture of me in your house, right?
Exactly.
Not even in my house, right? Because you don't want people focused on my vacation in Maui.
No, I want them to focus on what they're going to purchase.
Right.
So it's all of the upgrades. It's the beautiful vaulted ceilings. It's the windows that they spent a fortune on. The beautiful kitchen that they have. That's what I want them to see. I don't want them to see the stuff. So decluttering is so important. The first two things is a deep cleaning and decluttering.
Deep cleaning and decluttering.
Yeah.
And both of those sound like they're probably not very expensive.
No, it's very minimal. And then just making sure that you think about a model home. Now, a house on the market doesn't need to look exactly like a model home.
Right.
But if it just is inviting from the moment you open up that door, and even before then, when you pull up, it's the curb appeal.
Sure.
And then it's opening up the front door. What do you see? It should be beautiful. It should start really enticing people to want to walk through.
So my brown grass probably is not a good idea on the curb appeal.
No, I'd recommend to have some sod put in.
Put in some sod.
Yeah, put in some sod, add some mulch, some nice planted pots around the front door.
Is there any issue with the, so many people have spent a lot of money over the last 4 or 5 years going with the desert landscape?
Yeah, that's nice, and the turf is nice. The turf.
Really? You like the turf?
I like the turf, as long as it's a good turf. It has to look good. There are some very cost-effective turfs that don't look as nice as the ones that you want to spend a little bit more on. But either or look really beautiful,
So you don't think the turf looks plastic or fake?
No, not if it's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Again, I have no vision, so you gotta remember that. I mean, I look at some of the houses around the reservoir here in Anaheim Hills, and the turf looks like turf. I mean, it looks like somebody laid some carpeting outside.
Now, there's some that you have to take a second look, and you're like, oh, I guess that is turf, but it looks really good.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that sounds like it'd probably be an expensive item to add for a sale purpose.
I would just do sod, or if you have enough. My whole thing is plan the sale of your home. Give yourself a month or two to plan to get that house together.
So don't wait till the last minute.
Right. I get so many times that the listing agreement signed and that the photos are being taken that next day, and it leaves us no time to get the house ready. And you really have to spend at least a month plus. So, like for homes now that know that they're going to go up in January, my thing is get sod out there or some seed. Some seed because rainy season's coming, so that
it's California. We hope it's going to rain.
Yeah, so the growth looks really good in January, February, because so many times January, February, you put your house on the market, and what do our lawns look like? What the planting looks like? It just looks horrible until we hit spring, right?
Right.
But if we can prepare now and throw some seed on there, because there are some areas like Rancho, Santa Margarita, they can't run their sprinklers, so a lot of the grass looks dead. Now it's like throw some of the seeds on so that by February, if you're planning to list it, the front looks really great.
And really, when you think of when you're mentioning that, it makes so much sense because you're dealing with Rancho Santa Margarita. I don't know the exact median home price there. I haven't looked at it recently, but you're probably talking around somewhere between $750,000 and $1 million properties, or maybe more, maybe less, whatever. But you don't want to be doing that as a spur of the minute decision.
No.
Right, so you want to be doing that with having planned.
You want to come up with a plan. It's like when Ryan was here and on our last segment.
Right.
It was the plan. Have the plan. Look at a calendar. Who's going to come in and do what. What repairs need to get done, because you want to take care of those things before you list that home.
And from what you're saying, and just in my own visits, and I'm not a realtor. I'm not certainly not a designer, but I am a planner and a programs, right? So you think about this, you say, okay, well, the worst thing that anybody can really do, in my opinion, is go with these last-second pictures or get non-professional pictures, and then that's what the first impression is, because most everyone starts their home search online.
Correct. Right.
So they've call you after the photos are done. Because that way when somebody shows up, it'll look good. But their first impression's already been made that it doesn't look good.
Right, and I get the call, it's been sitting on the MLS for 60 days, for 90 days. Well, we're never going to get those buyers back in.
Right.
So we have to do something to create that,
Trying to create excitement where there wasn't any.
Exactly, yeah. So it's hard to get somebody back after it's already been listed.
So here's a question for you. Maybe we'll talk about this when we come back, but take the house off the market now. enjoy Halloween and Thanksgiving and whatever holiday you may celebrate. Call Kathleen, get it prepared, and that gives you that 90-day window, so it's been off the market for 90 days. Go back on the market the first of the year, and you're probably going to get more money than a stale house now.
Absolutely agreed. And I have 2 of them that are doing that.
Really?
Just because they didn't put in what they should have in the beginning. They're hearing the feedback, and so we're going to work on that in the next couple of months, and then they're going to get ready to list it in January.
Okay, so if you don't mind, and it doesn't matter how the exact numbers, but if somebody was going to hypothetically spend $1,000 right now getting it ready for what you're saying, and it could be 10 times that, it could be 100 times that, doesn't matter. I'm a simple guy, so 1,000 I can figure, right? What kind of money do you think they'll get on the return side from that listing by as far as a sales price?
I think like 200 or 300%.
Oh, really?
Oh,
so you put 1,000 in, and you might be able to get 2,000 to 3,000 added to the sales price.
Right. Just put it into the right things, though.
Right.
You know, you don't want to remodel the kitchen and the bathrooms unless you bought that house for $30,000 and now it's $1.5 million. You know, then you're going to see. I had a house like that in Laguna Beach.
Okay.
They made a huge amount of profit, but they dumped $150,000 into it. But they saw the return, and they bought the house 50 years ago.
Do you have history of what items will give you what kind of returns?
I would tell you the top ones are...
Hold that.
Sure.
We'll talk about it when we come back. What items are going to get you the best return? And I write these things down because otherwise I'm old, I forget them. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, what items are going to get the best return on investment when you're looking to sell your house? How to pay collections. You don't want to just write a check. We're going to talk about that as well. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, go to the archives of Ron Siegel Radio. Tab says Radio Archives. I'm really simple. That's all it says. RonSiegelRadio.com, Radio Archives. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams, or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investment? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area-trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Most businesses struggle to get the online reviews they need to get a competitive edge over their competition. Rex is a brand new technology that uses text messages to direct happy clients to your online review sites, Zillow, Google, Facebook, and Yelp, and unhappy clients to a private survey, so businesses can win more customers. Try Rex today by going to www.meetrex.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call the Ron Siegel Team at 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation real estate plan. You be the judge if this is right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to reap@ronsiegelradio.com or call today. Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990.
Subject to change and without notice. Licensed by the California DOC and BRENMLS 217037 and 145502 and Cal BRE 01869452 and 1866775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has the solutions for you. How to pay collections is our topic today. And the answer to that is do not send a check right away. When you're trying to conquer unpaid debt, sent to collections, two of the biggest obstacles you face are coming up with enough money to pay off the debt and negotiating a payment plan or settlement you can afford. Once you've accomplished these tasks, you still may be wondering how you pay collections to a debt collection agency. Familiarize yourself with a few steps. Number one, verify the debt. Make sure they know what they're talking about. Make sure you owe the money. Know your rights. There are a lot of different rights that you have, and debt collectors must provide written notice explaining the debt, including the amount, the name of the creditor, and your right to dispute the debt. Follow the law. Debt collectors may not harass, threaten, or mislead you. Debt collectors cannot publish your personal information, use profane language, or repeatedly call you. Debt collectors cannot contact other people about your debts more than once. They're not talking about the debts, they're just looking for a way to find you, unless specifically requested otherwise. Debt collectors can only call between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. Debt collectors may not call you at work if you ask them not to. And if your attorney is handling your debts and you have told a collector to speak only to them, they can't contact you directly. Determine what you can afford to pay, negotiate a settlement, make your payments, document everything, and make sure that you've talked about the idea of are they going to remove the item from your credit report. They can do that even though they'll tell you they can't. Everything on the report must be complete, accurate, and verifiable. If they don't verify the debt, it comes off. It's that simple to get something off your credit report. Medical debt collections, they probably shouldn't be on your report in the first place. Talk to our friend Jeff Sipes at Blue Water Credit. He'll help you get that straightened out. If you do have a debt collection on there, make sure everything you do is in writing before you do it. Post-dated checks, be careful. If you want the full report, give me a call, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. And also, that is our Your Credit Matters segment brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. Jeff Sipes and the Blue Water Credit Team, they will help you out. Continuing our conversation this morning, Kathleen Garito is in the house. We are talking about getting your house ready for sale. Before we went to break, we were talking about items that Kathleen knows from history are going to get you more of a return on investment. They're probably items that you can just say you're kind of throwing money out the window. Mm-hmm. And there's some that you can say, okay, well, if we do this, right, it's going to enhance. And you talked a little bit about it. So what are some of the items that we can do out front of the house to make that curb appeal look good?
So again, we talked about seed, making sure the grass is great. And
grass is greener.
Yeah, grass is greener and great. But mulch. Like a bag of mulch. Just throw either brown, there's red, there's black, depending on the color of the house.
I think that's like $2.99 or $3.99.
Yeah, Home Depot. And you just kind of put it right on top of the soil, and it just kind of just brings the landscaping up,
And for me, it gets rid of the weeds in an easy way.
Yeah.
I could pay the guy to put the mulch down.
It's super cost effective, and it makes the curb appeal look beautiful.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, everybody likes the idea of mulch. I mean, it just looks good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Sometimes you don't get the one that smells bad, though.
And don't do that. And I always say do it probably about 5 days before your photos so that you have it nice and fresh before the photos.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, it's 5 days before photos so that's kind of like our last step.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the last steps. That and a nice deep cleaning.
What about the flowers and a color in the flowers.
You can do some flowers, but with the heat lately,
right?
If you're going to do something, maybe like a succulent that has a little bit color to it, but you don't really have to do a lot of the plants. As long as you have maybe some shrubbery, maybe a few plants, and then the mulch, it's perfect. It's
okay,
fine.
so don't spend too much money there.
No, don't.
Okay, we go in the front door. What are we going to do that's going to help us there?
That's got to be the wow factor. So
Okay.
we talked about top things to do in your home. If a house is a little bit tired, it hasn't been renoed in years, paint and carpet are like the top two things that will really give a great return. There's another material.
So let me ask you this question. Now, paint and carpet you mentioned.
Yeah.
So my thinking is that, and I'm not being sexist at all, because most of the guys, and most of my friends, we don't know what we're talking about anyway, and we go in and our wives are the ones that get the final decision there. If I paint it and carpet, isn't my wife going to want to change it as soon as we walk in, as soon as she buys it anyway?
What do you... Well, hopefully not, but who cares if they buy it?
That's okay.
You know what I'm saying?
There's
If
the
they
answer.
bought
Okay.
it because it feels clean and it feels fresh.
So who cares what they spend when they come
in? It doesn't matter. It
accomplishes the mission.
I don't buy carpet that I would buy for a design project, because in a design project, I want it to last 20 years, 15 years.
Okay.
So I would buy something a little lower end with a nice pad.
So it feels good.
And so it feels good. And also there's so many affordable carpets out there. And the new product that I'm using, even on flips, is the LVP. So it's the luxurious vinyl planks.
Okay.
And that is a pretty cost-effective way, too. It looks like real wood. The builders are using it, and it looks great. And a lot of my clients that are flipping their homes or getting ready to put them on the market are putting that in their home.
And again, you're not looking for that's not a 20-year product, and we're not looking for a 20-year product.
You don't want to put wood and spend, thousands upon thousands.
Okay.
The LVP would be maybe like 8 or 10,000 versus 20.
Okay. And you can get a good return on your investment there.
Yeah, huge return, because people feel like it's turnkey ready. The market right now, homes are priced fairly high, right? So they're not going to want to dump another $200,000 into that property.
Sure.
So if it looks great and they have minimal things to do, that's...
Then they can start doing that over time, whatever they want.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the paint and the carpet. We already did the deep cleaning. That was right before we moved. We did the pictures.
Correct.
Right, the day before, because I'm a slob. I'll throw that in there. Right? Okay, what's next?
So, and just making sure the house is light and bright, that there's enough lighting, because in homes, sometimes the older homes don't have the recessed lighting in bedrooms and stuff, so you just want to make sure there's some up lighting or some form of lighting if you're showing the house at night. So, and have those lights on during showings.
Am I going to Target to buy some nice lamps, or am I going to calling the electrician to put those recessed lighting in?
You could do either or. It just depends on the cost of it and what your budget is.
Okay, so either one works. I like cheap.
So, but I think about, if you don't have the recessed lighting in there, and again, I'm paying top dollar for this house, it would be nice to have recessed. And recessed is just a couple $100. You're not looking to spend $10,000 on recessed.
So I might get a good return on investment there.
Yeah, you go to Home Depot, get some recessed lighting, have an electrician install all of it.
Okay, good deal. So we made it light, bright. We've got the carpet. We've got the paint. Now, might be on a different side of the discussion. You're talking before about the kitchens, and you're using some new stuff in your kitchens.
For selling or for...
To staying.
If I'm
staying there.
So with the tariffs, we know that there's a problem with imports coming in.
It's all over the news. Can't miss it.
Quartz is like one of the hottest products people want to use in their kitchen. Unfortunately, we cannot get a lot of the quartz that we're trying to specify. So there is a new product. If you go to any slab yard, you're going to notice there's like one row of quartz because nobody can get it in. And there's a new part, which is not really new because it's always come in tile, but it's porcelain. So porcelain comes up in a countertop now. There's a nice thickness to it. It's almost as thick as the quartz. And as long as you can have a good fabricator, the stuff is as durable as quartz, and it looks beautiful.
So that's not going to go back to my pink tiles that we saw.
No.
Okay, so it's a little bit different than that.
It's man-made, so the color is a little more vibrant. I would say even quartz is man-made as well, but the color is a little bit more vibrant to it, a little more pronounced instead of faded.
So now, again, I have no vision, but I'm just listening to what you're telling me. So you said you've gone from gray to taupe, but then you say about vibrant color.
Well, a vibrant color meaning like a gray or a gold. It's just a little more pronounced. Yeah.
Okay. I'm telling you, Kathleen, I'm the first to admit that I know nothing about this stuff.
People are still using the grays, but I love the taupes. The taupes and the browns are coming back. Cabinetry, still white, but we're also doing walnuts and woods, which is a little different.
Yeah, isn't walnut a darker color? Mm-hmm. Okay, see, I almost knew that.
It's all coming back.
So it goes full circle.
Yeah, it's all coming back.
Interesting.
And it looks beautiful with the new products out there.
Just amazing. And what are you doing new in the bathroom? Is there anything new in the... don't go there, Jay Kaplan. What's going on new in the... Is there anything new for the bathrooms?
Well, let me touch on one thing.
Okay.
Like when somebody's looking to enhance maybe bathrooms and kitchen to put their house on the market.
Right.
And we've had a lot of success. Just buy use the old cabinets and paint them white. Add a countertop and a backsplash, and that house looks like it's completely remodeled.
Okay. I want to throw one at you just for the benefit of my friend Jay here. He wants to know your opinion on popcorn ceilings. He says, I know they were invented for sound, and he's a stereo nut. I just say he's a nut. But so he's reluctant to get rid of the popcorn ceiling.
We have them scraped. Yeah,
okay.
They usually...
But what does that have any effect on sound? He likes to play his records.
Well, there's other wall features that he can put on the walls that will help absorb the sound of the music. Mm-hmm.
Other wall features that will absorb the sound, Jay. Mm-hmm. There you go. Okay, so we helped Jay out here a little bit. I hope that helps you, buddy. Just some good information. Kathleen's got all the answers here. She knows this stuff. So get rid of the popcorn.
I would get rid of the popcorn because it just modernizes it. So whenever we flip a house or somebody's looking to sell it, that's one of the things that we touch.
Okay, so get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get a little bit more modern. I know you're old, Jay, so I know Jay pretty well. So if you're listening, don't think I'm just harassing Jay. But hey, be sure to set that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John, who's engineering us today, and of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions, you want to meet Kathleen, give me a call, 800-306-1990. I know how to get a hold of her. I know how to put you in touch with her. Again, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We will talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.